Kitchen Conversations with Jessica Silas.
This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. Friendship, food, and honesty. Friendship, food, and honesty. Friendship, food, and honesty. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be. Come in and join the conversation.
Kitchen Conversations with Jessica Silas.
This is where you wanna be. 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 This is where you wanna be.
Kitchen Conversations with Jessica Silas.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kitchen Conversations with Jessica. I'm your favorite person, Jessica. Am I really your favorite person? If I'm not, oh well, keep it to yourself. We're gonna pretend like I am. Today, I have another amazing episode for each and every one of you. I have my friend, Chef Kyle, meeting us in the kitchen. And he's a chef, y'all, so that means he's gonna be cooking it up. As you can see, we have some goodies around us. It smells amazing already. I'm excited to get into this episode. He's like a health food, I wanna call him an expert. Every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh, I didn't know that. Mind you, I'm in school to become a whole nutritionist. Not learning any of that stuff in school. But he drops gems over and over and over again, and I'm just excited that he said yes to come into the kitchen. He does a lot of stuff in the community. He's just an overall dope person. And so, because I'm a dope person, I brought him here to each one of you. So get ready for a good food and another amazing conversation. Chef Kyle, you made it to the kitchen with me! All the way from Long Beach, he came to show us all of his amazing goodness. I actually met Chef Kyle through social media because we have like tons of like mutual friends, and someone posted like this fire vegan food one day, and I was like, wait, what is that? And where can I get it? So I was like, follow, find, follow, and then he just has tons of dope content. He's hilarious, like everything on accident, because it's really not on purpose. He's being himself every time. I'm always laughing watching his stories. He's always sharing gems about what he's cooking in the kitchen. I'm always getting inspo. He's just a dope person. So because of that, I brought him to the kitchen because I wanted to share him with all of you. So here we are here. I'm excited. You're a vegan chef. Because you're by trade, but you're also a vegan.
Yeah, I don't like the label vegan though. Plant-based. I call myself a plant-based culinary artist. Come
on, plant-based culinary artist. I like that. So how long have you been living a plant-based life?
10 years now. It's you know, after like 8 it's kind of loose. So if it's not right at 10, it's like 9, 8 months. So I don't want to be a liar, you feel me?
Not a liar.
Somewhere around 10 years.
That's dope. So you became plant-based before it was a popular thing, like before it was a trend.
Everybody thought I was like weird, losing my mind. I started riding a bike, being more sustainable. I grew this beard out, so everybody's like, Kyle, bum. So I definitely battled through a lot of that. People just judging me wrong for about the first 5 years. Now it's like, if you're a vegan, you're like a rock star. So it's pretty cool.
Question though, in that, do you feel like when Black people become vegans, like it's like labeled as like either there's something wrong with you, except for like now it's like, okay, everybody's vegan, but before like it was like, you're a vegan, like why would you be vegan? Like you're looked at as bad for not eating meat.
Yeah, definitely because most of us come from older country people and they're used to thinking health is your size. So if you lose a bunch of weight, you look
sick. You look sick.
Yeah, so I think most of us are just conditioned to think smaller physique means that you aren't healthy. So a lot of that is I think it's just overall just misconceptions that we was taught from older people. But I didn't deal with that a lot. At first, people was like, "Oh, you crazy," and then they're like, "So how do you?" Because they start seeing me look better. You know what I mean? So then it just changed to people asking me for advice, instead of judging. But some people did like look me in my eyes very seriously, like, "I'm sure. Are you sick? You promise me you're not sick? You don't have cancer?"
Oh my God!
People that were like 40 pounds or whatever it was in like a year span from when I last seen them. They definitely need to lose some weight if they're worried about me. So.
It's like, are you sick though? Because you gained 40 pounds in 3 months. So, you know, are you the sick one? Because that's a sickness in itself. Okay, before we dig into more good conversation, because I get to hear and talk to Chef Kyle all day and I wouldn't mind. what are we cooking today? You came to my kitchen, but I have you cooking. That's raggedy of me a little. Like, hey, come to my kitchen, but cook.
Next time I come to something and you cook.
Okay,
cool.
I'll step my game up to be ready, y'all. So what are we having today?
It's my rendition of Italian sausage and pepper pasta. So the Italian sausage will be made from the mushrooms, utilizing fennel and different spices. But that's where the Italian sausage comes in, that fennel.
Okay, so I see we have like some sauce here. We have some pasta.
This sauce is gonna turn into an Alfredo sauce. So this is a cashew cream, then it's gonna be incorporated to some roasted garlic, and that's gonna be the base of our pasta.
Wow, so it already smells amazing in here. So let's take it a step further and get the rest of this stuff on the stove so we can eat. All right, let's go. All right, so what do we start with first?
So we're gonna make the Italian sausage part of this dish, which is the mushroom. But we'll start with the fennel. We're gonna toast the fennel, bring out some different flavor notes in it.
All right, I'm gonna grab the fennel. Here you go.
So yeah, I'm just coating the pan with a little right now.
Come on, good cast iron skillet.
Gotta have a good cast iron. Good instrumentation is important to being successful in cooking. If you got whack instruments, you ain't gonna want to be successful.
Absolutely.
Or it's gonna mess up your ability to feel successful.
Right.
So invest into your cooking, like if you are a person listening. And you struggling with cooking, just invest in it a little bit more. Get you some good seasonings, get you some good skillets, good blender. Vitamix. I'm not trying to plug Vitamix, but it'd be a powerful blender if you want to be a successful plant-based eater.
You hear that, y'all? If you want to start plant-based, get you some good tools, get you a good blender, and then get to work in the kitchen. I guess this cooking skills will come, but as long as you have good stuff, you'll feel confident.
Repetition, you know, you got what you need to keep recreating stuff and just keep building in confidence. Because you don't go through a phase where you oversalt or you burn something, and that's just part of it though. It's like when you're a kid learning how to ride a bike, you fall, you get up. Same thing with cooking though. A lot of people they get overwhelmed though with messing up with cooking.
Absolutely.
I can't do it, but you can. Just keep messing up.
Keep messing up. I think that's a life hack. Like, just keep messing up.
For real.
Because you're never gonna get anything just perfectly right the first time.
Yeah.
Allow yourself the space to mess up and to try again. Okay, so we talked about how being plant-based is like really common, it's very popular right now. I'll even say like I've tried several attempts. I do good, I do like stints, like I get a 6 month in, and I'm like, ooh, crab legs. And then I revert in some way I just end up back to square one. But what are some like effective ways that people can transition to being plant-based?
Well, I would want to ask you a question too about that. So like what's your reason for even wanting to do it?
Health. My body thrives. Like I do so much better. Like the way that I feel, the way that my body, like everything functions when I'm plant-based. And I think it's just like a discipline or like preparation. Usually, if I'm able to prepare, I do good and I'm able to stick with it. But once I stop preparing and then I get hungry or anything like that, it's a wrap. And I'm going to get carne asada fries. So, so that happens, and so there we are there.
Gotcha. So, cause I asked you that because what you said kind of is what I think is where I think most people are. They try it a lot for different reasons. But for me, I didn't really have I wasn't like I'm about to go vegan on this day. I just started caring about my health. I started opening up to different knowledge and stuff. A lot of things that we think are taboo or we aren't familiar with from our culture overall. When it comes to health and how you eat, because in different cultures they eat plant-based a lot, like Indian cultures, a lot of Asian cultures. Asian cultures eat like 10 slices of meat, probably like 5 to 10% of meal. So I think we all have the knowledge culturally and we understand how to eat healthy, but until you have something in your body to start messing up or feel like, I want to get rid of this pain. I want to feel this way. I want to wake up at 5 in the morning and feel great.
Right.
I think because everybody wants to be healthier, but when it comes down to those struggle times, you need to have exactly why you want to be healthy. You know what I mean? Instead of just like overall health, because that's just a good concept. Like you want a good partner one day. But what does that look like though? You still have to go through things yourself to get that partner. You have to know what you're bringing to the table for that partner. So same thing with veganism. What are you bringing to veganism? Like why do you even want to do it? You can't just come half-assed and get good results.
Right.
So what are you bringing to the table? And that your philosophy will encourage you to stay going as opposed to your results that you may get one day.
Right.
make you happy about it. Because they haven't came yet.
You are cutting me deep right now. So I'm like, oh wow, you're messing with my whole everything, but in a good way, because it checks my why. Like, am I just trying to be vegan because I want to be slimmer, or do I want to be vegan because it sounds good? It sounds like the good thing to do. Like, I like healthy nutrition, so I should want to be vegan type of thing. But it's your why that literally will keep you going on the days where you're not prepared and you want to stop and pick up something. So that's really good. So you guys, that's the first tip. If you want to transition to a plant-based lifestyle, get a good why. I remember one day you did a live and I hopped on your live and you said something that really, like, I was like, oh wow, I needed to hear that. Because like I said, I've gone vegan, I've gone plant-based, and I've done good sometimes, and then, you know, I trickle back here and there. But you said something and you were like pretty much like, give yourself grace. You're like, if you want to go eat shrimp one day, go eat shrimp. Like, it's okay. And I think because society is really like, no, this is what veganhood is, and if you don't do this, you're not a real vegan. Right? And it's like, you were like, no, like, don't torture yourself. If you want to cook with butter that day, like, cook with butter. Like, who cares? And so you saying that because you have been, you know, this is a 10-year journey for you. So to hear someone like that, because usually the vets in the vegan game are like judging all of us beginners, like, y'all ain't no real plant-based living.
I think those are people who they're in it to look cool themselves. They're in it to be different from you. And I'm in this to connect with you. You know what I mean? I see myself do something and I know you can do it now.
Right.
So that's why I share, as opposed to, I'm doing something, I'm a lead, you can't do it. You can't buy into it. And if you don't do it at this level, you're not even doing it. Right. That's not inclusive. Nobody wants to join that.
Listen.
You know what I mean? More healthy humans means more healthy life, more rich life. I think humans are our #1 resource, so I tend to put all my energy in humans. Passively though. Not I can't save everybody. I'm not him for everybody, but that's why I do stuff like this. Share as much as I can.
I love that. I've even seen, like, you know, social media stalking, you know, because I told y'all, that's how I met him, on social media. So I had to go through, like, who is this guy? What is he doing? But I saw, like, you even work with youth, and you do, like, cooking classes for youth. And even on the day that I was on this live, y'all, one of the youth was on there, and he was talking about how you changed his life and, like, how he thought you were crazy when you were in that class teaching them about veganhood, and he turned vegan, and how it's changed his life and all that other stuff. Like, what made you want to teach cooking classes, especially to the youth?
I always, my philosophy in changing the world, because we all want to change the world, is just to be the change you want to see. So for me, growing up, Long Beach East Side, went to Poly, never met a vegan, heard of a vegan, knew of it, even vegetarian really. Right. And after I transitioned, I seen the benefits of it and how much better it would have been if I was younger and knew about this stuff. So I just went to Poly and was like, what are y'all doing with health and cooking? And it was like, nothing really. We have grants that we allocate money to these things, but the person was like the health lady. She was cooking with me. She wasn't a chef or anything. So I was like, I'll come and do it. And then they was all receptive to it, because I didn't come with no chef hat, no chef hat. Coming as myself, a kid who went to this school, and I'm here to disconnect y'all and show y'all something that y'all can do as well. Right. And that was always my goal, so it wasn't like, eat vegan and this is you'll have lower cholesterol, none of that. It's like, this is why I do it, without them engaged, ask questions. Just being authentic and showing them that somebody from where you're from could eat in this way that people tell you to, rich people or white people. Right.
Okay, so in that, you know, we always hear about, like, the benefits of veganhood, like, oh, do this, like, health-wise, like, oh, it's healthy for you. But what about mentally? Because I believe firmly, like, that what you eat affects, like, the way that you think. Like, certain foods, like, I'm like, oh, I'm tripping, but it's like hormones in food. So I'm like, oh, it's all of this other stuff. So what do you feel like are some of the best benefits for eating a more plant-based diet? Because I know that there are some, but like I said, he's the guru, y'all. He knows a lot of stuff.
I would say the mental benefits is what drew me to sustain myself with this overall, because I started to feel more mentally clear. I don't know how to quantify it with some type of experience where I was murky and then I seen something more clear. Just like my processing speed, I can tell that it picked up. Even information, because food is information. When you eat food, whatever weight you eat, that comes back out of you. So what you're getting from the food is actual information that goes to your cellular world and stuff. So they need things to utilize for their own job and stuff. So once I start, like, making that connection, And seeing that like now this is the food. I'm feeding my cellular world.
Right.
Instead of I'm not feeding my personality. I'm feeding my actual cellular world. Because a lot of people we all feed our personality.
Yeah.
Chili cheese fries sound bomb. They do. But do your cells want that? Are you already low in energy? Probably are. Are you already yawning all day? Yeah. So once I took all those things out and I started to see myself wake up at 5, even though I went to sleep at 1 a.m. And I feel like I drank a gallon of coffee, there was no going back for me.
Wow.
Even when I was working out, where my friends would plateau at, and they were all big, buff working out, they would plateau at like 2 minutes. That was how long. I would stop at 5 minutes. I would just keep going until like I would hit my normal plateau, and I just had another second set of wind that came from just my body being in a better position now to take care of itself.
Right.
So now I wasn't like coming from a detriment when I'm working out and stuff. Now it's just like primed, ready to go. So all those things, I say all that to say, I feel like you feel the mental benefit from clarity, but you see the benefit of it working on your mind throughout your body too. How you change your life up, you stop hanging around certain people.
Right.
I stopped drinking alcohol. I was already not drinking it, but a lot of things don't resonate with you anymore that are unhealthy. A lot of circles and environments, so even that helps you have a more clear mind.
Right.
Because you're not putting yourself in as much murky environments. Because even if you're just weird and people don't want you around, I gotta invite her. She don't even. What we gonna feed her? Grass?
Right.
You don't even want to go nowhere like that. So you start to save your own energy, and that helps too.
Right, because people do start to make you feel like you're an outcast.
You're
like, oh, we don't have nothing for you. I don't know what you're gonna eat because we only have. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, but it does make you not want to go places, or even like in my sense, like I'm a social person for the most part, and so it made it hard for even you to like want to be around people because I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to pack a lunch, or I'm gonna have to do. It was just like a bunch of extra stuff, and I think because if we go back to my why, I wasn't committed enough in my why, so it was just like, dang, like no. Either I have to sit here in the corner and be like, I'm hungry, and they're eating all this stuff.
See, that's why I always look at it like a. I always tell people look at it like a rewarding journey instead of a punishing journey. And then if you look at it like you're taking a bunch of stuff from yourself and it feels punishment based.
Yeah.
Then why would you stay on that journey? But if you're looking at it as like, I'm not eating that because I know I don't want to feel like that. That's a reward. Because now you're not feeling the way you don't want to feel, and you're giving yourself mental credit for that. As opposed to, damn, I really want that piece of chocolate cake, but I can't have it. Right. When you reward yourself, you'll have that cake because you know you're getting back to feeling good, things that fill you up. So you wanted the cake, that's a reward too. You get back to your lifestyle, that's a reward too. So you keep the rewards perpetual, keep it all going.
Wow, like if you guys can't tell, I'm a little mind blown. And I'm like dying on the inside a little because I know that I've gone into the process several times like, dang, I'm gonna have to let go of crab legs. Dang, I'm gonna have to let go of shrimp. Dang, I'm gonna have to let go. And so it feels like I'm torturing myself. Yeah, exactly. When actually, like, because I know the benefits. Like, I know how I feel when I'm eating the stuff that my body needs or my body thrives off of. So it's like, why don't you think about like, dang, I'm finally about to feel better. Or dang, I'm not gonna even need coffee no more because I'm gonna just be awake. Yeah. So I think it's like the mindset shift of like, taking it out of like negativity and then looking at like what you're adding to yourself, what you're adding to your lifestyle, and what I'm rewarding myself with. I'm rewarding myself with a long, healthy life. Exactly. So, get it together, Justin. I hope this is like messing with y'all as much as it's messing with me. If not, I'm getting my life together today in this kitchen because I decided to bring Chef Kyle here knowing that this was gonna be the outcome. So, this is good. Where are we at with our food?
Cooking most of the moisture out. That's a nice trick with mushrooms. A lot of people don't like mushrooms because of the moisture content in them. They'll end up being slimy or there's a chewy texture people don't like. So we're going to cook mainly all the water out of these and then start adding some of the other flavors in. So can you actually hand me the shallots?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
watched you create this amazing creation from start to finish, and it looks great. But how? You've been plant-based for 10 years. How do you remain creative in the kitchen?
I just make things that I personally experienced. So I had a sausage and pepper sandwich before. I made it into a pasta. So I have a lot of things. I play with textures and flavors in my head all day. And I just pull those out to keep myself creative. So anytime I go to the store, I buy way more ingredients than what I need. And my kitchen's set up like a professional kitchen at home. So I just recreate stuff all day from my mind. And then my mom experienced, she exposed me to a lot of food growing up, a lot of different cultural food, curries, and just all types of stuff. So I'm always just pulling out from experience of trying different cultural items and then just kind of always making my own hybridized version of meals, like maybe some Asian tacos or something. It's different. It's just pulling from my own experience.
I love it. Well, we've talked a lot. Let's try this meal because I'm excited to eat.
I want to watch you try.
Oh, putting me on the spot.
I know, it's like you gotta get something on everything on your fork. Make sure some mushrooms is on there. That's most important.
That's my favorite.
Cool.
All right. Ready?
That bite had a lot of sun-dried on there.
This is so good. I'm sorry. I'm like taking in every flavor. First of all, the Alfredo sauce tastes exactly like Alfredo sauce, like dairy Alfredo sauce. The peppers, amazing, because they're the sweet peppers, right? Add a little sweetness to it.
Barely cooked them, so they still have their texture in them. They got char on there, and they firm and sweet still.
This is really good. So I'm like, oh, wow. Forget the show. Bye, guys. See you next week. Like, this is really good. Okay, wait. This was good. This was so worth it. The Instagram pictures didn't lie. Like, it's really good. I'm
no
so
cap in my rap.
No capping. Wow. Okay. Let me stop being greedy because I'm going to finish this. But we like to do a little segment called Ask Jess because I'm constantly in people's business, picking their brains. And so I'm like, okay, I'll give you an opportunity to ask me one thing. So it could be anything, life, anything, just whatever. So what would you like to ask Jess?
All right. What's your purpose for this show? What do you want people to gain from you when they watch your show?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm like, wow, people are really coming with good questions this season. Okay, so Kitchen Conversations, I just wanted to create a virtual safe space. I think a lot of conversations are not being had, and I think there's a way to have good food, a good conversation, healing conversation. And so I just wanted to be like a virtual healing place, and not even to gas myself up. I feel like I have a lot to offer, whether it's my insight, my personality, my heart, my experiences. It's like a little bit of it all. So I'm like, here, take from what I've learned, take from what I've gone through, take from what I've experienced, apply it, or even the people that I know, apply it. Just take something from it so that you can live an overall healthier life. Not just, oh, I ate a good meal, so I'm healthy now. I just want people to be healthy, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, overall health. And I want it to be sustainable. So if I could just be honest about my journey, if I could bring you people who are on their journey so you can see it's not just you out here by yourself. You're not the only one struggling. You're not the only one going through anything. I just wanted to provide people with a space where they feel seen, even if they're not here in the kitchen. I feel like sometimes you can connect with stuff and be like, ooh, that resonates with me. And so I just wanted to give that to people. Don't care about my name being all over the world. I just, for whoever needs it, I wanted this to be for whoever it's for.
No.
But yeah.
That's a good reason. I appreciate that. That's why I messed with it. I felt like it's coming from authentic space.
Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen, for Kitchen Conversations. It means the world to me. Anybody who takes time out of their day to hop in here and you shared your gift, with no questions asked, literally presented it to him. He was like, yeah. And I was like,
run it.
Really? So I appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of Kitchen Conversations with Jessica and Chef Kyle. We appreciate it so much. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm at Chef Kyle J on Instagram. J Just for my last name, a lot of people forget the J. It's not just Chef Kyle. Chef Kyle's J.
Make sure you follow him. He posts tons of really good food. If you're in the LA, Long Beach area, sometimes he sells it. You can stop by, pick you up a plate, get some information, tons of just resources. Follow him. And if you're not already doing so, make sure you push the subscribe button here, like, comment down below, ask us questions. We'll come back later, respond to you in the comments, whatever the case may be. I'm so grateful that you spent this time with us in the kitchen. I hope you were able to take something away that will impact your life. I know that I have, as you guys saw me melting in the kitchen. But as always, be blessed and have an amazing day.
Need some colors.
Yes.